Hello and welcome to Little Antique Me. That's me. And today I'm excited to share a video that was requested by one of the lovely people that comment on my videos. It was a question about what I do when my hair is not curly. And I thought today would be the perfect day to video that because today's Wednesday, or well, I'm filming on Wednesday. And I had my hair cut on Monday and she did a lovely blow dry on it. And now it's just kind of what it normally would be. It gets kind of flippy. So this is pretty close to what my natural, if I were to wash it and let it go. In saying that, I'm going to show you a few of my go-to styles for when my hair looks like this, or I have just showered it and it looks curly. So here we go. So first I want to mention that I do have a couple of other videos which I will link below for you to check out. One is styling with a Snood, also known as when your roller set fails or goes wrong. I also have a video called Easy Mom Styles, and while it says Mom Styles, it's actually more vintage styles. It's kind of one of my older videos, so I was still learning how to name things. And those have, I want to say it has a few styles that I won't show you today, such as my Gibson twist or my Gibson roll that I do in the back, which I absolutely love. And I'll link that below as well so that you can see those. So on to the styling. So to start, I will show you one Snood style that I do because in the other one I had set my hair and it didn't set well. So for just if I were to go like this and have my hair just normal, there's a couple styles I like to do. My favorite one, and which is what I actually wore today, is I take my front section like this and I give it a little twist. Make sure all my shorter ones are in there. Take a bobby pin and I just slide it onto the top like that, and then pull down those back hairs. And then again over here, I take it and I twist. And sometimes I actually bring them together up at the top. And again, I take a bobby pin and I actually slide this one. I don't know if you can see that, but I slide it into the top so that it holds it. And so that is just a really quick, easy go-to style that almost has a bit of a vintage look without being curled or styled necessarily. It's just quick and simple. The other thing I like to do with this one is I like to take my Snood. This was my grandma's Snood actually. Since my mom has actually made me a few Snoods so that I could have them in other colors. So I took all my hair in, position it up on the top, and I could go like that as well. Very simple, easy go-to style. Yet, still looks classic and like you actually did something with your hair that morning. So, the next style is one I actually discovered on Instagram. Excuse me, it is braids and a beret. Can't go wrong, right? I just use my Denman brush and then I kind of halfway part it down the back. I'm not too particular about it. I just kind of want it into two sections. And then I'm going to take this and pull it straight out from my head. And then I'm going to braid it, just a simple 3-strand braid. So one over the other, until you get all the way to the end. My hair is rather short. Well, not short, it's not long. This would actually work really well if you had long hair. I'm working on growing mine out so that some of these styles work a little better. But if you have medium length hair like I do, it still works really well. So you braid it until it's like that, and then you're going to pull it up here to the top. Typically I might ponytail this to give me something to bobby pin to, but sometimes I don't. So I put one bobby pin back so that it holds it, and then I take another bobby pin from the back and I crisscross it over top of the first one so that it holds. So there's my first braid. You can kind of pull and tug on it if you want it to be more full. So then same thing on the other side. And then take all the hair. And one of these braids ends up actually being covered up a little bit with the hat, but that's okay. Still gives the effect. So again, 3-strand braid all the way to the end. I actually have to close my eyes to braid so I can feel what I'm doing. Is that terrible? I can't look at a mirror when I braid either. So we're gonna go all the way to the end, just like the other one. It's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. And again, pulling it up and over the first one like that. And again, with the bobby pins, don't worry about if you have little flyaways like this. It actually will make the end style look really cute. One across and then one back. Like so. And now I'm going to pull this one out just a little bit. I think they call it pancaking these days. I don't know. If you have any ones that want to stick out too far, you can always pin them down. This one always has flyaways. Like so. Okay. Now that you have that, I am going to use one of my berets. And I am actually going to go like this. And then adjust as I want to. So I also like, this might be a little too much hair down below, but I pin up anything that needs an extra little love. So like for example, this was sticking out, so I'll pin it down. Same thing in the front. And then I like a little hanging down back here, but that's probably too much. So I end up tucking that underneath my beret in the back so that it's not as visible. Like that. And these ones can stay down. Make it more wispy if you want, or not as wispy if you like the more clean look. Stick with that. Always have little guys down here. I don't know what you're doing. Too much. You're going up. And I'll turn around and show you the back too with the beret. And there we go. So that's another style you could do. And I like the beret. I have a couple of them actually that I like to do hairstyles with. They're just simple and easy. You toss them on and it makes you look like an artist. Or so my preschool tells me. All right, that was that one. The last one I'm going to show you today is the bumper bang, and I'm also going to use a hair scarf to cover the rest of it. So I like to take a pretty good size section in the front of my head. You're going to pull all of that back out of the way. So I'll take a section much like that. Hopefully you can see that. It's kind of a U-shaped section. I'll take all of this. This one's also great if your style flopped or you're on day 3 or whatever of your roller set and it's starting to lose its curl, but it's still kind of sort of curly. So what I do is I'm just twisting this up out of the way. You could create a bun, you could create a twist, you could just braid it and toss it on the top of your head depending on how long your hair is. If it's short, you might not have to do this step. If it's long, you will have to do it. So now we're going to take this front hair section, and I have, this used to be a donut. Can't see you guys. This used to be a donut, and it was in a round ring like that. I cut it and made it one long thing. And so I take this. Sometimes I'll tease it, sometimes I won't. Today I might, just because it doesn't have anything in there. So I might like just take a little back comb with my brush, or you could use a comb, because that's why it's called back combing. And then we're gonna take this and wrap it around, and wrap it again. Make sure all your ends are tucked under. And then I like to spread the hair out so that it covers my ends a little. And tuck that in. Now you're going to take a bobby pin. This is the tricky part because it sometimes likes to pop off my head. So I take a bobby pin and I try and catch hair and the foam roll, the hair rat, whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to do it again on this side and just slide it back to the back of your head. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's about to be tucked in part of it under a scarf. For example, this little guy over here is probably going to be tucked under. I'll pin him down, but you probably won't have to. Okay, and if these feel loose under here, you can run a bobby pin underneath. My hair is long enough now that I don't have to, but if you had shorter hair, you could do that. So now we are going to take a big haired scarf. This is mine. It's a square, so I'm going to cut it down into a triangle because it's quite large. And we're going to cover up the back bit and try and get it right on top of that roll. So I'm going to take this back piece and lay it over top of my roll like that, and then tuck these guys in because you don't want those sticking out. See, like this, and you tuck. Just make sure this piece stays down here. So now you could tie this a couple different ways. You could tie it in a bow, you could tie it in a knot, throw it over your shoulder. Just kidding. I'm going to tie mine in a bow, and I'm going to make it big and loopy because I want it to kind of balance out my bumper bang. So I tied it really long, and then I'm going to pull it out like that. Pull it out like that. And since this scarf is kind of slippery, and my hair is kind of slippery, sometimes I end up bobby pinning it down to keep it in place. So get that fixed, and then I'm not gonna put that on. I will put this here, slide that up beside your ear, like so. Or if you don't want them to show, you could always do it in the back. You could do it on the back of your head. And there you have it. And so I just kind of adjust and arrange however I want the top to look. And there you go. Make sure the top is all snug. And you can always spray this if you want these to stay all day. Give them a good spray, because otherwise you'll end up with or I use my Lady Luck hair pomade, and I put a little bit of that on there and make it all lay down. So I hope these helped you know what to do if you don't want to set your hair, or maybe you don't have time to set your hair, or like me, I overslept this morning, so I didn't have time to do anything, but my hair still looked amazing from when my hairstylist did it. And that kind of works out. So again, I will leave the link to those videos I mentioned at the beginning below. They're the ones for the Gibson twist, plus a couple of other styles that I like to do. My favorite one is when your hair fails. It's pretty cute. So I hope this helped. Thank you again for the request. Thank you for the comments. I have been so enjoying talking to you all and all your love on my page. I can't wait to see what the new year brings us. I hope you have a great and wonderful day. May God bless you and keep you this week, and I will see you next time. Bye!